Right, so when you're building in Minecraft, often you make mistakes. And to fix those mistakes, you can just break the block. What if you couldn't break the block? I'm gonna be building a house, but I can't break the blocks. I think I'm gonna mark where I want the walls to go, which also means deciding a block palette, because obviously I can't change the blocks later on. Whatever I choose, I have to stick with because I can't break the blocks. So I've chosen these blocks here, and now I have to decide the shape. So I reckon here we can put our entrance like this. And also, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make the floor slabs, because I can't break this grass here. Then I just laid out the walls in constant fear that I was going to make a mistake and pay the price of not being able to undo it. I want to decide a pillar. I'm thinking either like spruce. Dark oak could also be good. Now I can't place these because then I have to commit to them. So I'm gonna throw them down. Does that look nice? Maybe. If we put the side-by-side comparison, I think we go with the dark oak. I might regret that, but I do have to commit. And yeah, and I like it. And so commit I did. I did make one slight mistake though. Oh. Well, I have to just accept. Normally what you'd do with a pillar is you'd break that, but I can't do that. The back here, there's this long stretch of wall. The thing we can do to break it up is... So we've put those pillars in place. Now, I'm thinking we have a bottom layer, and then we have another layer on top, which means this is going to be rather tall, but that's okay. So I reckon going 2 blocks up, so it's 3 tall. Now, what's scary about this is that I basically can't make mistakes. I mean, well, no, the problem is that I can make mistakes, I just have to live with them. I'm thinking we put like a log going sideways like this. Oh, the rotation on that one's wrong and I can't fix that. But I continued past the annoyance. So now we have this, which is not looking very good at the moment. But that's because we don't have a second floor and we don't have a roof. Then it took me way too long to figure out the blocks I wanted for the roof and second floor. Right, I think I might have figured it out. No, okay, I've figured it out. I mean, I haven't, but I need to just make a decision because I've been umming and ahhing for too long. So we're gonna use these blocks here. Oh no! Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna salvage that. I really don't. I'm gonna somehow figure something out eventually. You'll see. Now, I think the oak wood was a good choice. So I kept building up the walls, but I left blank the places I thought might need a window, just so that I can actually place it in later, because I can't break the wall, obviously. This mistake here is real annoying. The only way it's gonna look natural is if I put a beam in. Now, I'm gonna grab glass panes. So I'm gonna go put in this glass, because I know that I'm gonna be... Oh! It's really thin. This is like asking to be misplaced. So I'm gonna place it very carefully because it's very thin. And I put windows on the rest of the walls. I just thought of a way that I could incorporate this is to make this taller. So congrats. Now you get to be taller. So we've got our big window, our smaller window. We've got this that's gonna go up higher. Honestly, I'm surprised the block palette works pretty well. So we've got these walls done. Once we put on a roof, it won't look so boxy. So after a little bit of figuring out the block palette, I started building the roof. So I was just messing around building up the shape of the roof, and I started with the deep slate and then put the copper in. After, as you can see, it starts with the regular oxidized copper and then it goes up into the cut copper just so it gets a little darker as you go up because the cut copper is darker. So then I continued that part of the roof and found a bee trapped inside the house, so I freed it. I'm just such a nice guy. I freed the bee instead of letting it there, keeping it there, and making it die. And as you can see, I put some slabs in. I didn't mean to do that random variation, but I ended up having to do that because I misplaced some slabs. Then I continued with this section here, the taller part. I did the taller part of the roof. I did make some, like, jutty out mistakes, but I lumped that up, as you can see right here, made it a little lumpy to make it look more intentional. So while it's not perfect, it looks intentional. So there were a few mistakes, but overall it's pretty good. And there we go. The exterior is pretty much complete because I can place grass. This pillar from the start, I can just cover that up. I don't know how I didn't think of that. So I've gone around and I've put these little bushes all over the place. And they actually look really nice and lovely. Look at that. I just remembered we are going to have a slab floor, which means you're going to have to crouch to get in. I think we just go literally as simple as spruce slabs. I'm also going to have to be careful as to how I'm placing it because I don't want to misplace. Oh, I have just thought I shouldn't be placing slabs in first. I should do the interior because if I want to place in a block, I'm going to have to raise up the slabs rather than being able to place that full block into where the slab would be. So this corner here, we're going to put our functional block. So we've got some smithing tables, we've got some of that. Also, the roof's going to be rather close close, I'm realizing. So I decided to do slabs instead of full blocks to give an extra half block of space, but I made a mistake when filling in the wall. I've misplaced the block. Oh, and that's really bad. I'm not sure how I'm gonna salvage that, but I'll figure something out. I would put in the birch slabs, but I haven't figured out the stairs yet. So I put some storage into this basement area before working on the stairs. And I think the way we should do this, we take the stairs downwards. I'm realizing this was bad stair placement, so I'm gonna pretend that that was intentional. So now we've got this. So it feels rather empty, but I'm going to lie and say that was intentional. That's how I want you to feel. I want it to feel empty because, for the vibes. Yeah. Anyway, now we come up here. We can fill in the slab. And because these slabs are on the floor, I can place them all. Right, okay. So the aesthetic of the bottom here actually looks a lot better now that it feels kind of enclosed more. It does feel very open because there's lots of empty space, but I'm going to pretend that that was intentional. That block is a little annoying looking. So now it's just a pillar. We're gonna come up the stairs, and now we've got to figure out the stuff here. This nook here is probably a very good place to put a lovely little bedroom, which is not done. We can put like some sort of table here, I think. I might just have to go with upside down stairs. However, actually, okay, right way upstairs here, and then upside down stairs, and now that's just part of the table. And you can't even see the granite block underneath that, because it's very tall. We could, look at that! I didn't want it to be 2, but I misplaced. What block do we want for the interior roof? I don't know why, but I'm thinking like strip spruce maybe. I'm gonna go with it, and if I don't like it, then oh well, that's a shame. Now we have the roof in place, it looks a lot more complete here, but here is not looking very complete. We can just do a ladder, a drop down ladder. So see, now it's a ladder that's coming down from this room here. Now this is going to be a kitchen area. Then I put in some hanging lights. The main reason I'm doing this actually is not for the lighting, but because it looks more interesting to have some lanterns hanging down. Ah! I meant to place the big part, not the small part there, but that's okay. I'll just do the same design, but it's like a tiny plant. This space here is too empty for my liking, and so that makes this feel a little less empty. And now there's a table for them to sit and eat at. It's a little empty here. I've put some shelving there. Here is quite empty, so now that's not looking so empty. So this floor is done now, and that's looking nice, I think. So if we come up, we have to do the interior of this space now. I guess it could be like a study area. That does not look like that good of a lamp, but I've dedicated myself to it now. And we can just give them more books. Okay, back here. You'd want like a little chest to store a few things. I think I kinda don't like that shelf, and I would like to remove it, but I can't, so I'm just gonna dedicate to it. Honestly, it's a rather nice space here. I'm thinking a carpet, actually. Look at that. Okay, I think that actually looks nice. Then I placed in some wooden functional blocks in the basement that's not actually a basement area, and I couldn't put them on the floor because the floor's all slabs, so I just put them on some shelves. Right, so I'm gonna go to the outside. I'm gonna check if there's anything I want to do with the outside. I want to make this look more intentional, which can be done with some oak slabs. But now that looks intentional. There's this block there. I'm not entirely sure what I can turn that into. But now there's like a little pile of wood there. I don't think that makes any logical sense. I'm not sure how good it looks, but it looks better than just a random block there. And to make the pile of wood not be so out of place, I put it on some other pillars. That wall's a bit empty. Not anymore now. Right, so I misplaced a few blocks there, so like tried giving it an overgrown sort of look. Then I put a few more plant box thingies. I don't know what they're called. That actually looks rather lovely, and it's added to the build. With that, I'm done. So we can fly around. As you can see, this is our exterior, and all of this was done without breaking a single block. You do have to kind of squeeze your way in. There's like a cold sort of functional aesthetic down here. Then you come up, for some reason there's a hole here. Don't question the hole here. Come this way, someone's left their carrot here. The 2 people that live here, they have their beds. There's some lovely plants. There's a place for them to cook with some storage. There's a place for them to eat the food that they cook. Then there's a little reading corner study room that they're able to go up to and relax. The other book that they're reading, the book they're actually reading, the bookshelf with books that they're not reading, a flower which they are not reading. So that was building without breaking any blocks. So I hope you enjoyed. Consider subscribing. Bye! I really like this interior. I really do. Hello! My last video did really well. It's at like 7,000 views at the time of recording this, and it's still actively growing, so thank you if you watched it. Hello if you're new. My last 3 videos had issues with the recording quality, and some people pointed that out to me, and it's fixed now. So if you have any feedback, genuinely please tell me in the comments. I really appreciate it, and it does go to improve the videos. Bye!